are you doing? I'm here again. Let's sort it out with Ma. Today, we'll be talking about different things that British people consider as being rude. If you know you're coming to the UK to live, if you know you're in an international student, obviously the culture in your country is different from the culture here. So there are some certain things you realize and it's considered to be rude in the UK. Maybe it's something that is normal in your country, but here it's considered as rude. I'm sure you may not even know until maybe later few years in life you get to know, and maybe because of the way they behave, why is he or she acting that way? But obviously it's because they think is whatever it is rude. So that is why you have to actually learn to understand their culture, and that will enable you wherever you are as a student, as you're working. And that is why, again, you know, when you come and you're looking for jobs, they'll always ask you for experience. The experience, some of the time, what they mean is not even about the experience of the job. They'll prefer someone that actually knows the culture of the British people. So that is why most times they rather prefer to give the job offer to a citizen than someone who is an international student or someone who is not a British citizen. So this is one of the reasons. I know you'll be wondering, oh really, is that exactly? Because they prefer to work with someone that knows and understands their culture. Okay, so we'll be going through some of it so that at least you won't be, it won't be strange to you. At least you start to learn and accommodate whenever you see something like that. British people, if you don't have manners, they consider that as being rude, extremely rude. And when we talk about manner, it could be saying simply saying please and thank you. So British people, they believe that you should always say your please or your thank you. Like for instance, when someone is asking you for something, could you give me that? If you tell that to a British person, they'll consider you as being rude. You know, so you would rather say, can you give me that please?
Yeah.
And they will gladly give it to you. British people, they love manners. Or, and if that person gives you that, if you don't say thank you, they'll consider you as being rude. So sometimes some people, when they give you that and you don't say thank you, you hear them saying, "You're welcome." If you're wondering, if you don't understand the culture, you'll be wondering, why is he or she saying you're welcome? Then it's because he didn't say thank you. Even my children, they do it to me sometimes. If they want to give me something, they'll give it to me, and maybe I'll just, you know, forget that, okay, I need to say thank you for giving me that. You hear, I'll hear them say,
"You're welcome. Mommy, you're welcome."
And then it will strike to me, oh, I didn't say thank you. Then once I say thank you, say, oh, that's better. So yeah, British people, they like manners, and one of the manners is saying please and thank you. Second one is taking the last piece of anything. For instance, if you go for a party or a gathering, they'll say, yeah, help yourself. What that means is, yeah, you can help yourself, but don't take the last bit. You should leave the last whatever it is to be lonely on there. If you take the last bit, trust me, they won't say it to you, but you'll be looked down on. So they consider it rude. Take everything you want, but if you see that last bit there, even if, no matter how hungry you are, make sure you leave it. Ignore it and go. Because if you try to take it, that's it. Your respect for them is gone, and it is considered rude. Is that a shock to you? I know, right? That's culture. We all have different culture. So wherever you go, if you're invited for any party and there's something, they serve you guys something on the table, and if it's left few pieces or one piece, my dear, forget about it. No matter how hungry you are, just ignore it and go. Okay, now the third one is not holding the door open for someone. Yeah, I know, they consider it rude. For instance, if you're going out through a gate or through a door in a store or anywhere at all, and someone is coming right behind you, and there you're the first person to pass through, and you shut the door behind the person. That is rude. You have to actually hold the door for the person behind you to pass through. But another thing that is considered rude If you hold the door and maybe the person behind you is like too far away, like 5 seconds, 10 seconds, something that will make the person to actually run to you, they will consider you as being rude
and brutally wicked.
If someone is right behind you and you open the door first, you have to hold the door for the next person. But if the person is still very far behind, there's no need, because if the person have to run to you to actually, because you're holding, he or she doesn't want to keep you waiting for so long, then just go. But the most important thing, hold the door for the next person. You're known as a very polite person. Then the next one is talking with your mouth full. Oh my goodness, don't do that if you're with a British person. On a normal day, aside from being British, why would you talk when you have something in your mouth? That's actually very disgusting. You already see the food on your plate, you don't want to see the food in your mouth. So if you're with a new British person, you guys go out for lunch, dinner, party or whatever, and you're with your friends on the table, make sure you don't speak with food in your mouth. That's considered rude. The next one, which is number 5, is this one that might shock you. Sitting next to someone on a public transport when there are other spaces. Yes, British people consider that as being rude. But actually, that's weird. How will you see spaces on a public transport and then you decide to go and sit close to someone else, when there are many spaces? Even if it's me, I'll be wondering, is this person okay? When you can see seats in front of you, why are you sitting close to me? I don't know, maybe I'm becoming too British now, but I think it's weird actually. Just so you know, when you go on a public transport, if there are empty seats, go there and sit. Don't just walk towards somebody and sit because you want to sit next to the person. They don't want to sit next to you, so don't even try to sit next to them. British people are very polite people, but at the same time, they're friendly, but at the same time, they like their space. So give them that privacy. The only time you are allowed to sit beside someone if there are no other spaces. Well, as long as there are spaces, empty seats on the public transport, please do yourself some favor, be polite and go and sit on the empty spaces. Now the next one, number 6, jumping the queue. Oh, I'm sure you already know that British people, they can queue for anything, even when it's not necessary. They can queue. Sometimes you'll be wondering, what is this, a queue or is something going on here? When you get to a place and you see a line, make sure you ask a question if this is a queue, because if you jump that queue,
get ready for your head to be beaten off.
Never ever jump a queue if you are in England. If you are in the UK, never try to jump a queue. 7, speaking loudly on your phone when you're on public transport. That is considered rude if you're in the UK. Okay, so no one said that you shouldn't answer a call in public. You can, but you have to be considerate about other people around you. British people, they love their space a lot. Some of them, when you are in the public transport, you may see some of them listening to music, like reading a book or working on their laptop or whatever. You hardly ever see British people answering a call and maybe screaming or shouting out loud. But that is considered as being rude. So don't try that, okay? You can either mute your phone whilst on the public transport, and if it's something that is really very important, and actually send the person a text. But if you must answer the call, make sure you answer it quietly so that you don't disturb other people around you. Even in your workplace, if you're in the staff room or something, please don't answer your phone calls with a very loud voice. That is considered rude, because it's obvious that you're selfish and you're not considering other people around you. Okay? Now on to number 8. Another thing considered rude in the UK is when you're making too much gestures with your hand. If you're talking, someone like me, when I'm talking, I won't wait, So if you're doing it too much in front of a British person, when you're speaking with a British person directly, it's considered rude. Or even sometimes when you're standing like this, it's considered rude. So don't do it. if you're with a British person. Bargaining. British people consider bargaining very rude. That is why you hardly see British people pricing something down. Well, maybe it's because of the way their stores have been designed. You know, unlike Africa, we have open markets everywhere, and they might, some marketers will actually hike the prices, and then you have to bargain to actually get something cheap. But it's not like that in the UK. So it's considered really rude if you're bargaining. If you try to bargain with a British person, honestly, the person can actually walk you out of his or her shop. He or she will find it very, very irritating, very disgusting, and is considered rude. So make sure when you enter a Brits shop, don't bargain. Okay? Then number 10. Oh, never ever take all the space on the escalator. If you're going to be slow, just be on the right, never be on the left. It's considered rude. But if you know you're going to be if you are going to walk fast, then take the left and keep walking. Don't you ever stand on the left. That is considered rude. And you know, British people, especially Londoners, everyone is always fast, always fast. Never ever take all the space on the escalator. If you want to be slow, just respect yourself and be on the right. Okay? You can even sleep there as long as you're on the right, but never on the left. So I think I'm going to end it here with the 10. If I come across or remember more, definitely I'm going to do more of that. But hope this has helped you, especially if you're new in the UK or if you're planning to do it relocate to the UK. I think it's good for you to actually know the culture of the people where you're going to. It will help you blend in well. You know, kind of blending both at your place of work, in your school, the way you relate with other people. And I think actually their culture is actually a very good one. It's polite, it's lovely, it's friendly, and yeah, if you're new, you might find it strange and weird, but when you get used to it, you'll find it actually really relaxing, and it's a good thing. I love British culture, I really do. Yeah, so I hope you like this video. If you do like it, please click on the like button, share and subscribe, and I hope to see you all next time. Thank you and bye.